All right. Got a couple people in the chat. What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of the Round Table Talk here in the Kingdom. It's your boy Royalty Trades. And along with me today, I got my boy New Fish Big Pun and Ryan P on the stage with me this afternoon. And you know how we do. We're going to go over and we're going to create watch lists and find levels for all the stocks that we trade throughout the week. Um, and then if you're here in the kingdom, of course, we're going to take some requests, look at some of the tickers that you guys are trading inside the kingdom, and we're going to break that down and then come up with a few trading plans, for us to possibly take part of. So, um, unfortunately, our good brother Fridge Financials had to take the day off last minute. He ain't feeling too well, but I appreciate him and I appreciate you, Ryan, for the trivia night the other night. It was my first time hopping in with you guys, and boy, did I! I had fun because not only was it, it got competitive, but it was actually a couple questions that you guys put in there that hell, I was still trying to learn and adjust to. So um, that was pretty dope. I had to say, Fish, have you ever been part of one of the trivia nights yet?
I haven't, man. It's just that timing with my schedule doesn't match up great for me to be on voice. You know what I
Man,
mean?
let me tell you, bro. If we get a couple of more of us like analysts in there with some of the
Yeah.
members too, bro, it's gonna get competitive, man. Ford inevitable
Oh,
and
you
his
said you just said competitive, man. Come on,
yes.
why are you gonna tease me like this? Now you know I'm gonna ask my wife to do bedtime on that night,
You
man.
you
On
don't have
Saturday.
to you don't have to talk during it either, Fish. You can just answer the quiz questions. But go ahead, Royalty.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's all you do. They post this like trading game on Kahoot. Is it Kahoot.com or something like that?
Kahoot.it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And then all I did, I had just got off work and I'm walking in and I decided to hop on since they starting it. So he was like, hey man, go ahead and jump in. I was like, nah, nah. And I seen how easy it was to hop in. You just take your phone, it's a QR code on the screen. I just scan the QR code and then it just like throws you into this match and you create a username real quick. And from there, they control the tempo. We had like 20 seconds to click on a multiple choice answer question, kind of like who wants to be a millionaire or something. And after that, based off how fast you select it, and if you get it right, and then if you get streaks, then the actual points multiply. And the person that whooped our ass just hopped in the chat, Mr. Galaxy.
what is that? That surprised me. I
Bro,
see that person. What's up, McLaren?
McLaren was good, man. Yeah, you Galaxy, man, bro. You hopped in right as we was talking about the trivia night, and I was explaining to Fish how dope it was and how competitive it got. And as soon as we got talking about the points, you popped in the lobby. So I guess you popped in at the perfect time.
Oh, Mr. Galaxy was there. All right,
Bro, I got like
bet.
Yep.
I got like 100 points behind him. The next thing you know, I miss one and he go up like 1,000 points the next question.
That's awesome, dude.
Tyler was due. He's been in every week and hasn't won. So
Right, there you go.
All right.
He said he opened up a can of whoop ass. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna try to be there next Saturday. And I gotta get my rematch. I got to get my rematch.
Attaboy, Mr. Galaxy. Love it.
Before we start, Gio, bro, Derrick Henry got 40 yards. I need him to put up 60 more yards and a touchdown for me.
Oh,
yeah,
love
he
it.
was not
I gotta
playing
get in on
much.
that with y'all next year.
Gio said he sucked. Ah, okay. All right.
I think not.
Derrick Henry too big to be running for 40 yards every game.
Yeah. Yeah, he was not. I watched some of the first half. He was not playing very much.
All right. Well, we can hop on these sports in a little bit, but right now
Yeah.
let's hop on these charts. Um, let's see what we got going. So somebody just posted something. Geo said knee. So let me write that down. Um, we was talking about the SPY real quick and looking at how it's been performing over the past week or so. So everything that I've kind of been standing by over this past week is that the SPY is still bullish, but a couple of the other stocks that's included in the actual holdings of SPY and Qs are actually a little bit overextended. So so far what I'm seeing is that it's just a lot of roller coastering back up and down at the moment for both ETFs. And as of right now, I got all the profit taken for SPY above 665 and at 667. We had a beautiful, beautiful rejection right there at 667. It literally kissed the top and then came down after the fact. So we're seeing some support between 659 and 653 right now. We never touched that, but as you can see, there's just a little trend right here. Well, we probably can even start it right here from when it gapped up. And it briefly broke that trend, just briefly, but it did get bought up. Going into next week, it's going to be a tough one to call. We'll have to look and see what type of economic data that we have coming out. But right now, it filled the first gap that it gapped down from right here. It filled that and it's trading a little above that. If it doesn't gap up tomorrow, then I could see us retesting this level, possibly accumulating in here. If we get a gap up tomorrow, to kind of take out this 661 level right here, then we could be looking to retest the 665. But as of right now, long term, I'm still saying that, SPY still has some way to cool down. When I say cool down, I'm looking at possibly below this 653 level. I just turned the gaps on, and you see we got a gap right there, between 653 and 652. We got that area right there, and looks like we filled that last one. Okay, so yeah, forgot about this big one right here, but this is gonna have to be a hell of a catalyst for it to get back down here to 622 right now, 622 to 625. So right now we're just gonna focus on what we got going up here, and I think if this trend breaks again, that's when we can look for some type of rejection here, and then some more downside action to fill this 652 gap. So that's just my looks on the SPY. I still think we bullish, but I do think that this is a healthy retracement. Everything just kind of been running a bit high, and some of that needs to come down.
A
Qs,
bit.
I haven't even
Go
gotten
ahead.
the Apple. I haven't even gotten the Apple, but Apple, Google,
Oh,
all of those are kind of running tremendously high. So
Mm-hmm.
same thing with Qs. I got the Qs rejecting up here around 602. I think it needs to cool down more. Same thing that I posted about NQs the other week. Everything's just, especially with tech, it's just running high right now. We filled this gap right here, but as you see, it's a gap down and a gap up, both conflicting. It's kind of going to cause a tug of war. So we're just going to have to see how it opens up Monday, whether it's flat or we gap up, gap down. But if we don't get any new buyers anywhere around here, then I can see this coming back, retesting these lows right here, and then eventually coming down to at least this 581 to 578. That's where the buyers are for me. That's where the buyers would be sitting at. I don't know if we have any notable earnings coming up outside of Amazon in the next couple of weeks. Um,
There was Nike is next week, I think. That's not too notable though. Um, I know Delta Airlines, but that's once again not notable. Trying to look at the channel here. Yeah, there's not much next week at least.
Okay, and economic data. Which ones were you paying attention to, Fish, for as far as the economic data comes out?
Here, let's pull that up. I was looking at PMI. We've got job openings as well. Let's see here. Monday, the one that I'd be looking at, which I mean doesn't really affect us a whole lot unless you're in certain stocks. 10 a.m. You've got pending home sales. Let's see here. We've got job openings, consumer confidence. Tuesday. Let's see here. Wednesday, ADP employment. You've got construction spending and S&P final U.S. manufacturing PMI. You've also got auto sales, if anyone's interested in that. Thursday, you have initial jobless claims. And then Friday, you have the U.S. unemployment report. You've got S&P final U.S. services PMI as well.
Okay. So we got a pretty balanced week, But the thing that I'll probably be watching for the most is these jobless claims on Thursday, and then these non-farm payrolls on Friday, and unemployment rate. Those are probably going to be the big things that I'm really going to watch. And then I think those would be really the only three-star events that we have next week. Well, Tuesday, consumer confidence and the Chicago PMI and
Right.
JOLTS. Then Wednesday we got the non-farm employment. Thursday the initial jobless claims, and then the payrolls and unemployment rate Friday. Yes, so mine is really gonna be on Friday and Thursday. They kind of set the tone for me.
Yeah. That's what I would really be paying attention to as well.
Yeah. So all right, well we got that, and I think those are some of the catalysts that we're gonna have to watch and look for this week and see how that's going to play into these gaps getting filled here on SPY and Qs. But let's look at some of the stocks that we've been playing along with over the past couple of weeks. Let's do Apple, because I think Apple is one of those stocks that I just think is very, very overextended, and I think it's a lot of downside, or it just could consolidate in big levels where it's at right now. So we have a lot of gaps here on Apple. This is the pattern that it broke out, and I think eventually it'll want to fill here and then possibly come back within this pattern here. But as of right now, I think it's just burning out. It's burning out the bears until it's actually ready to make that move. Why it's running that high? I have no clue. Do any of you guys maybe know why it's so super extended?
Well, there was news that came out this morning at 6 a.m. is when I saw it.
Okay.
Uh, and what it is that Apple just announced that they are going to start allowing Bitcoin purchases in their games.
Okay.
Yep, Bitcoin and crypto is what it said specifically. So that could mean, Bitcoin and Solana. It could mean Bitcoin and Ethereum. It could mean Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum. Could mean they'll take XRP later. I don't know what it's going to mean, but that was the news. So you could expect crypto bulls to possibly jump in Monday.
So it seems like now if somebody's after what MicroStrategy, well, I guess it's called strategy now, but based off what they've been doing, it seems like a lot of big players in the game, like I think Microsoft mentioned that they was gonna try to adopt a strategy or something like that at one point in time, and then you saying Apple saying that they're gonna be able to start accepting crypto payments or things of that nature. I guess if you can integrate somewhere with Bitcoin, that might be a catalyst for anybody, huh?
Man, look, it's no secret that I love playing the penny stocks in the morning, right? And I mean, hey, look, it's fun for me. Sometimes I find some losers. Sometimes I find some winners. Sometimes I find some bangers, right? But one thing that we've noticed over the past few months is all these little stupid companies that were once some failing pharmaceutical company or failing holding company or something else. As soon as they just announce, oh, hey, we're thinking about getting funding for a Solana, an Ethereum, a Bitcoin treasury, you'll see their stocks skyrocket. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And as far as the S&P 500, I think I think there's like 100. Or no, not on the S&P, but between the major indices, there's over 100 companies that have crypto treasuries.
That's
Is what
interesting.
I had heard. Yeah, that's what I had heard. I haven't checked that out myself, but that's what I had heard.
Typically have some solid sources though, I must say. So
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I mean, I don't spread information that I do not believe myself, and
facts.
typically my crypto sources are spot on.
Okay then. Well, as far as from what I see here, I'm thinking at around like 260, anywhere between 260 and 250. I think it's gonna eventually come back down. Like I said, it's riding on a breakout right now. I think they're stalling out the movement, but one wrong catalyst comes in, I think it goes crashing down. So I would look at the 240 puts, 240 or 245 puts. And if I was to go and pull the contracts up, they probably would be fairly cheap. I know a lot of money's probably being burned out of them. Probably out to like November expirations.
Let's
And
write that down.
yeah, I was gonna say, and you possibly can get those fairly cheap, 240. So, like I said, the closer you can get in around 260, the less that you should have to manage it. If most, you'll probably just see a lot of rejections. So you'll see um, the price, whatever you're in, you'll probably see the price fluctuate if it does hold itself up. But eventually, we can at least see 250, and then below that, fill this gap down to 245. You should be well, not in the money, but you should be very profitable by the time 250 to 245 hits in this first gap fills here. So I like 240, 245 puts. November expiration just to give it some time. We don't know how long it's going to stay up here. But the closer it gets to 260, the better the odds should be that it can come back down. So, um, one stock that I've been kind of fighting with is Amazon. Everybody know I'm actually down $300 right now at Amazon, and it's only on two contracts. I averaged down after holding the first one for about 2 days, and now we're finally possibly seeing some relief going on Amazon. So this is what I got drawn up right now as far as the chart goes. And I'm hoping that this will be the next retest and probably consolidate before the next move up. Now, I'm not saying that it's gonna happen, but I mean we got the first touch, the second touch, and now the third touch here. So I'm hoping that this would be a nice move this upcoming week. Like I said, even if the market pulls back, with this being already so oversold on the charts, maybe it won't be impacted as much. A good catalyst can come out that holds it up, and we can see this move up to the upside. Because I think last week we talked about Amazon earnings or it possibly coming
Yeah.
down, but it looks like it did the opposite of what we were expecting. And instead of it going up pre ER, it actually went down and dramatically, from ER. So if we would have followed your words, we probably would have made some money on the way down if we would have expected a little earlier.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to come this early. I really didn't.
But overall, though, um, with this 217, 216 support that we have right here, I think even if I can get up to this 225, because I'm in 235 calls, two contracts right now. So even if I get a pump up to like 225 or this 230, 233 level, it should give me everything I want and a little bit more for everybody else that's still holding with me. It should pay us nicely within these two ranges. I took the first contract at the bottom right here. That was the first entry. We got the sell off, and then I entered a second contract. It was, I can't remember if it was right here or here, but the average down has me. I think I was only down maybe like 30% on both of those contracts together. My average down is like $400. So if we can break back above here and then retest this old level of support, now turn rejection some way over here, I think that should be a fairly good move for the two contracts that we're in now. Or if you're still holding, I think Gio has some, but I can't remember if he cut them or not. But Mr. Galaxy say he's still holding on. Hey, we gonna ride it out, and like I said, we got time on them. All 10/24 expiration, so it's my idea for the ER move. Maybe we get the nice premium pumps as we approach the end of the month, and they go ahead and pump those premium prices up a little bit. That way, we don't even have to look for the upside move. We just get that nice little fluff on the premium. So
Nice.
this is what I'm thinking that Amazon can do, and at least push back up to this 236 level. If anybody's in the chat got some or fish, you got something you want to look at, jump in at any
I got,
time. What's up, Ryan?
I got my own Amazon trade. I'm similarly bullish. I think as you're talking about it, others are talking about it. I have a expected move called butterfly, so hoping for them to be at around 235 in the next couple weeks here. So
Okay. So you
followed you my
anticipate?
own way.
All right. I was gonna say you anticipate that ER move too, huh? Post
It was
pre ER move.
hopefully, I don't know when the ER is, but I think it's after the because my expiration is 10/17. So
This
for yeah,
this
go ahead.
says 10/23. I think I
Okay,
looked on
so it's just that.
Robinhood though. I think somebody said it was like 10/30.
Okay, it until they're finalized, they bounce around, right?
Okay.
Everyone's gonna have different estimates.
Right, right. Okay. So we got 10/24 expiration. So if they get it and it's that Friday, we got plenty of time to anticipate that pre ER run up, and we can go we can go off of that. Jackson say we can ask about different tickers. Did you say contract? Now you can ask about whatever you need. And you say you've been wondering about PCAR, PCAR. I'll look at that. Fish,
Yes, sir.
what you got, man? What have you been watching, bro?
Okay, man. I got my list here. Um, all right. The first one that I'm going to bring up is going to be Rich Tech Robotics. The ticker symbol is RR. I'm pretty
Okay, you've
bullish.
talked about this one before, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty bullish on this company. I found out some news during the week. And what's interesting to me is that my dad, who is in the computer space, um, he called me and said, "Oh wow, hey Fish, I'm gonna be watching this NVIDIA launch party for something." And we don't know what it is. And I said, "Oh, really? What date is it?" And he goes, "Oh, it's sometime in late October." I said, "Yeah, Dad, it's Nvidia that's invested in a company called Rich Tech Robotics, and Rich Tech Robotics is going to be doing a sort of like a showcasing of their humanoid robots."
Okay.
Oh, that's really
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it's oh, dude, yeah, yeah. Super. But I mean, hey, within it's like trying to make it. Now we're talking about one day. It's like pretty soon, man. You're pulling up to McDonald's and you're handing your credit card to a robot, and that robot is handing you your
Oh,
your number
yeah,
10.
yeah. I
No, never
remember.
mind.
I remember we were
Yeah, go
talking
ahead.
about that.
Yeah. So this is one of the companies that is in this space. But as I mentioned before, I was an idiot. I had this dirt cheap at 66 cents. Didn't understand something, sold it because I got freaked out. So this company's been around. That was last summer. This company's been around in the space, really making names, getting investments from Nvidia. And yes, Nvidia does invest in a lot of companies, but I don't believe that they throw their money at crap either.
Facts.
No.
So you got down. You bought somewhere down here.
Last summer. Yeah, 66 cents was my cost.
You bought at the absolute fucking bottom, man.
Yeah,
Bro, you would have man from 66 cents up
bro.
to $5.
How's that for a return for a 12-month
Sheesh.
pick?
Oh
It happens,
Mm.
man.
man.
They had what happened is they had an SEC filing. I had literally just started trading, right? Like just opened an account, and they had an SEC filing. I didn't understand it. I called Fidelity, and the guy's like, "Well, it could mean this or that or this or that. I can't really tell you." Blah blah blah. And someone that didn't understand anything. I thought the guy mentioned that it could mean the company was going bankrupt, and I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna fucking sell, and I wish I didn't.
You still got that
It
broker.
happens.
Unfortunately, that's my Fidelity account, which as soon as anyone else, literally anyone else that I have, opens up MTPLF, I will be doing an ACATS of all of my stock out of Fidelity.
Okay. Okay. Well, if I'm looking at R right now, looks like the lows are, like I said, at $1.38 right now. Highs are around $5.21. So, um, buy levels. I got the Fibonacci levels marked out from swing high, swing lows. So anything under 330 would still be a steal as long as it holds above these lows, these swing lows at $1.38. So $3.30 and then $2.28 would be my two retracement levels that I would watch for. And then if it breaks back below this $1.38, then we could watch and see prices probably retest the top of their consolidated zone that that you bought in. Yeah, so below $1.16, you will see it enter back within that range, from $1.16 down to 60, right at like 60 cents.
Mm.
So yeah, you had the absolute bottom on that entry, and if you would have held for just probably a couple more months, you would have came up on that lottery ticket.
Good God, man.
But hey, it's all part of the game. You know,
It
Right.
happens. It happens.
I mean, look at you
Part of
now.
the
Look at you
Yeah,
now.
man. Now I'm buying it at $4.
And now I'm guessing you're not calling Fidelity for advice. I'm guessing is another thing you learned.
Yeah, yeah. Learn that one. I mean, I will say this. Like as a brand new trader, Fidelity was good to have. They did answer a lot of what I call stupid questions now that were very important questions to me back then. You know, and they never gave me attitude about it, and they're always like, "Yeah, no, we're here to help." I just have a lot of other issues with Fidelity um, that make me want to leave them. But as far as like basic advice for new traders, if you don't understand something, you want to call a broker. They do a pretty decent job. This just happened to be a guy that scared me, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, he didn't know. He knew less than you knew. It sounded like.
Exactly. That's what I think.
Hey, like you said, stuff happens. Um, but you've came back, with your own information from there. Like you don't have to call anybody now. You got people calling you, so that's the dope shit about it. You learn from that, and then it's how you react to opportunities the next time you see them. That's what really matters. So I'm looking at
What is this magic that you're putting on the screen here? It's crazy.
Something that Itai wants to look at.
yeah,
Yeah,
Q
no, this
card.
is woo. Good lord.
Yeah, it's so vertical. I can't even get my fan levels adjusted perfectly. All right, there you go.
That's funny.
All right, that's all. That's just about perfect on that one. And, and that's just based off the 6 month chart. So as of right now, based off the last 6 months, it's in a slow downtrend.
What is the company most likely to profit off of the truck tariffs? What truck tariffs? What are we talking? What are we talking about here, Itai? I have no idea of anything.
Okay, so Trump put a tariff late last week on a couple of things. One is
All that.
upholstered furniture.
Right.
Another one is heavy trucks. I think that was 25%. The company that is going to profit the most, I forget their name. I can look it up real quick. But it's the company that owns Peterbilt. Let me look that up
What are
because
heavy
they
trucks?
also
Like 16 wheelers?
yeah 18 yeah 18 wheelers semi
Yeah,
trucks.
whatever.
Your
18,
your
16. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your long haul truck. Uh,
Gotcha.
who
So that's what type of stock this is.
who owns
I
Peterbilt?
don't know.
Yes, it is. That's who owns Peterbilt.
PCAR is
PACCAR.
Peterbilt.
PACCAR is the company that owns is the parent organization that owns Peterbilt, who is one of the biggest names in this sector as far as American produced.
Gotcha. Hey, Itai, spoiler alert, something's going to change with that. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. He's not going to withhold at all. If history tells us anything recently.
Oh shit! They also own Kenworth trucks. Wow. And DAF trucks. I've not heard of that. But Kenworth and Peterbilt are two of the biggest names in American built tractors.
So the only thing with this stock is it's hard to really find good fib levels on this just because of the way that it trades. Um, where am I going with this? Okay. So we got a swing low of 84.63, swing high of 125.62. Um, I have this last 6 month candle marked out in orange. It was a bearish candle, so let me actually do it red. So this was last 6 months highs at 115, and that's also a retracement level from those swing highs off my Fibonacci level. So it's just a big consolidation right now. It respected $94 and 30 cents here. So we just have to kind of watch it. I would wait until it gets back close to this bottom right here before just putting anything into it because it looks like it's enjoying getting bought up like right around here. You might have a couple of drop downs out of this area, but for the most part, between 98 and 95, 96. It likes to get bought up there. Last time that was when it actually gapped up out of there. So we're just gonna watch it and see how it reacts. That's why I said the consolidation on this stock is pretty heavy. All right, there we go. But overall, if you're gonna play the long term Fibonacci game, like I said, it's still bullish as long as it's above this 84 level and it's not looking to make new lows. And then you probably can see it retest this 160, 125, 62 level. It can go as high as 146. So, like I said, I don't know much about it. I think you know more than me. If you believe in it, shit, I say go for it.
Yeah, risk amount of money you're happy with not it going your way for, you know.
Yeah. Just call it your YOLO.
Yeah.
So this is my overall look at it. And then once it breaks out and probably retest this 116.85, then that'll be the breakout for the next move higher. Cool. Um, Fish, can I look at the stock that you talked to me about the other
Yeah,
day?
man.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. So I'm looking at UPST. Okay, yeah, that one. Yeah, let's do that one too.
And I'll do the other one that you was talking about too. So what has your attention on USPT?
Okay.
UPST.
So UPST, so they are a company that gives out personal loans to people that have like mediocre or less than good credit, right? I was one of those people. And so I, during COVID, got a loan from UPST. That's when they first came across my radar. I got a personal loan from them, right? Worked out well, great service. They made it super easy for me to get the money. They made it super easy for the loan process. Everything was just like really great from a customer perspective. That I actually went back and got a second loan from them too. Um, and what I started thinking about is recession plays. You know, how can I make money off of a recession? Because the economy and the market are two separate things. And so if the market holds, but the economy goes down, then I'm thinking that UPST could be a great stock to have. If you go back and you look at the share price during COVID, the share price was up around $400 during COVID. You know, a lot of people were losing their jobs. People couldn't work. People were running out of money. And so I'm thinking
Yeah.
that if we get exactly right. So I'm thinking if we get an economic downturn, you know, we already have people that are losing jobs, and we know that AI is coming in to take over jobs, and we know that employers are not actively looking to replace the boomers that are retiring soon. I'm thinking that this could be a lucrative play on shares because I don't have a time frame.
Yeah, I don't wouldn't say a time frame just because it's been retesting these lows that are like 15, 12 to $15 since 2023. So um, we're approaching into 2025. It's still somewhat. It's not at 12, but it's not at 400. It's not at 100 yet. So um, that's another high here, 161. So I mean, from 401 and then down to 161, bro. Those could be some nice return for shares if you know if we have a probably it's probably going to cause some along the lines of what we dealt with COVID as far as a country, right?
Right.
Okay, so this would be a solid hedge for, like you said, a recession.
Right.
It
Now,
IPO'd
I
back in
don't think it would be
2020.
I don't think it would be as bad as COVID, so I don't think the share price would go to like 400. But maybe that share price goes to half of COVID. Maybe it goes to 200.
200. Yeah, yeah. Because I got it. If it breaks out above this, like this 106, 107, that could be a major move for it to for it to develop its next long term trend. And if it gets above 106, 107, and it starts to develop that, just like you said, 200 would be the actual next level for it to go to after it breaks above that 107 level.
Mm.
So right now we got a nice little downward triangle pattern, and it's actually in my buy levels. It's actually in my buy
Okay.
levels. So I would be watching for November $60 calls, 60 or 61. I'm not sure which one is more attractive on the options chain, but I have to check them out. But right now, those would be the two that I'd be watching. Those 60 or $61 November calls.
All right.
Buy the dip below $57, and these are my price targets. So everything in the green, of course, is a buy. White are normally going to be my reversal levels. So if it gets to 52 or 48, I would say load the boat. That's if it gets there. But as of right now, like I said, you can start and see if it respects this pattern. And what could happen if it gets bought up nicely and accumulates down here, then we could see a spike straight up, at least to that 60, with the possibilities of it going up to $64, which would also be in the money, and you will get some great delta returns along with that. So
Mhm.
60 or 61 um, November calls for USPT. And that's once it hits that 56.79 or below that, you should be able to get nice buying opportunities. Cool.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Some of the things that I've been watching, ExxonMobil and Walmart. I don't know if you guys caught the Exxon play with me, and we actually took profit fairly early, but it didn't hold this 108 level long at all. It literally bottom ticked it and took straight off for the upcoming days. And I think um me
Bordeaux.
and it wasn't Bordeaux was going on the short side.
Oh, gotcha,
Um
gotcha.
it was let me see. It was me and Swing was talking about it. Swing, Hannah. We
Right.
were talking about oil and gas stocks. She had seen something on the news feed come up that sparked her attention, and we both was starting to watch it around the same time. And since then, it's gone from 111 all the way up to 117, possibly 118, 120. I think profit taking starts up here though. So if it does get this high, which honestly anything above 117.50, I think is grounds for puts back down to 115. So with Exxon, if you want to trade that, I would look for, and the only reason why I'm saying November calls is just because that gives you plenty of time for October to, for the trades to actually play out. But these definitely are moves that are happening by at least 2 weeks time frame. But anywhere above this 117.50, we saw it already tried to get up there twice and it came back down. Um, if it spikes, short it back down to at least 115. All the money for the buyers are actually down here between 113 and 109. That's where everybody wants to see it consolidate. It ran up, they bought the dip, and they sent it straight up over the past 2 days. So if it shows us these levels up here, you will see me signaling these 115 puts. And like I said, we can ride that back down, probably get 60 to 100% if we can get it up here. If we got to take it right here, obviously it's only be a dollar move, so it won't be too much on the returns. But profit is profit, right?
Hmm.
Damn
So
right.
you
But you
can't.
see with oil in general, or just Exxon, you're seeing
Exxon,
bullish.
Exxon are normally follow along with like
Right. Right.
Chevron. I know you and Carly, y'all watch like what is it? Is it like XLE or something like that?
You'd have to ask Carly what which XL it would be. I think E's
Energy.
yeah, energy. So it might fall into XLE. I'll just trade CL personally or
Okay,
MCL.
okay. But yeah, Chevron's actually been trading to the upside too, kind of
Okay.
the same way that that ZOM has been. But we probably can see something like this play out on it. So these are
You also could
just
do USO too.
USL, USO.
USO.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that one. I haven't checked that one out in a while, but this is just like quick little trend setups just to get an idea of where it's going. Um,
Might do something. Might do something with this.
swing high, swing low. So I mean, 157. That might could be a nice spot for calls. Calls there. If it dips down, you can see it come back up. Um, if it gaps down or something like this, then that'll be your next entry because that's still a trend to the upside. Buy the dip. And then if we see it come down here like 152, 153 and break that, then it'll cancel all of this and we'll be headed to the downside. Or it'll just level itself out probably. So it still looks bullish as of right now. Chevron does. Exxon still looks bullish, but I think oil and gas has to at least come down to 115, between 115 and 113. If you track like Exxon and certain oil and gas tickers, they don't necessarily travel too quickly like to the upside too often. They more so like to consolidate in big ranges, and then when everything else fails in the market, you just see these kind of stand out and make his move to the upside, kind of like we see with like Boeing and different stocks like that. So I've been having my eyes on a lot of these stocks like Walmart too. Something that's not tech related. We can watch the sector rotation, which I think Walmart still has a lot of upside from this 103 level. I think it can come up to at least 106, 107, retest these highs up here. And we caught a little bit of this move here and exited right here. And it actually used that level of this level right here where we exited the calls. It used that as support to continue to push up and retest this 104, which those are the calls that we took. It was those Walmart 10 either 104 105 1024 calls. So right now we'll be watching this 102.50 since it's loving this. It could be a buy opportunity and we'll see this thing push up and eventually probably retest this 105. Cheap play, by the way. If you're not looking for something super expensive, you don't want to risk too much capital trying to play Tesla or, you know, MSTR or something. These are good opportunities. ExxonMobil, Walmart are good, cheap contracts, good delta, good theta. You can buy them with time on them, and when you get that $1 or $2 move, it pays. It pays well. I think the delta on these are like $20, $25 per dollar move. If you go out the money, I think if you go in the money, it's $50 per dollar move. So it's a great risk to reward ticker if you're trading with a lower portfolio. Johnson and Johnson. All of these are good stocks that perform better when tech is having a cool down. So, um, what's up in the chat? Y'all got anything that y'all watching? I can show y'all my whole watch list for every stock, for for about 5 or 6 hours straight. You feel me? But I want to see what you guys heads wrapped around, what you guys looking at also. Knee, pattern, and K-view. I think pattern actually just IPO not too long ago, huh?
Yeah, I think Fish talks about them a lot.
Pattern.
Yeah, Pattern. It just IPO'd like what, like a week or two ago, or like week and a half ago or something.
Eh,
Um, it's fluctuating right now, as you can see. I'm buying the dips because I'm bullish on it.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
All right. So looking at pattern, and this, I think I remember Fish DMing me about this a little bit ago. Let's see. So it doesn't have much really to work with as far as candles go. And my rule personally on IPO stocks, I give them at least 6 months. I give them at least 6 months to figure out what it's gonna do with it. Once that 6 months pass, then I can go and I can operate and see how far it's ran or whether it's choppy or whether it's oversold from its IPO lows and decide whether I want to invest in it or not after that 6 months. So just looking at it now, you had a good green week when after the IPO. We're going into this 922. Um, the dip was bought, but it hasn't quite taken out those highs yet.
So yeah, you're absolutely right, Royalty. There's like what minimal, basically no TA to go on here. You know
Right.
what I mean?
It's not much.
Um, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, it's not much to go off of, and you just gotta kind of navigate it as the weeks go by.
Exactly. So I'm in it. What I know is that Amazon, as I said before, I'll say it again. Amazon is 94% of their business.
Okay.
So that is scary, right? That's
Yeah,
scary AF, right?
that's a risk.
Because yeah, exactly, it's a huge risk. What happens if Amazon leaves, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm extremely bullish because if Amazon was 94% customer and this company just IPO'd, that means that Amazon could not buy them,
Mm,
right?
okay.
Right? That's my thought process on this. Because why wouldn't Amazon buy them if they're 94% of this company's business? Of course, they want to absorb the company, make it cheaper for Amazon, but they couldn't. The company wouldn't sell, which tells me that the company is super bullish on what they're doing as sales as a service, right? I don't know a whole lot about it. What I do know is someone that I trust told me to buy it. And this person is an extremely good trader. They've never steered me wrong a single time. Um, I'm not asking too many questions on this one.
Thanks.
Okay. Y'all can take that to mean whatever you want it to mean. And I'm buying the dips on this.
By the
I'm trying to
dips.
accumulate. Yep. I'm trying to accumulate as many shares as I can. There are no options on this, which I like
It might be
because
something this
if it
upcoming week.
Well, yeah, but I mean, just I'm saying, like as of right now, there were no options,
Okay.
which I like
Okay.
because if shorts try to get in, it's harder for them to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, hey, if options come available on this, expect me to buy some leaps on this, because it's my understanding that they are going to, or they're supposed to, I should say. My understanding they are supposed to blow earnings out of the water. They
Okay.
just nobody has any idea.
And what
Is what my understanding is.
and what kind of company is this? Pattern.
Bro, it's a trust me, bro. It's that kind of a company. It's a trust me, bro. That's my source on this.
I
I honestly, all I know is it's sales as a service. I don't even know what that means.
man,
I have no clue.
I'm looking at what TradingView has to say about them. It says it engages in acquiring of inventory from brand partners to sell to consumers, enabling full control over content, pricing, logistics, and customer service. It offers solutions such as advertising technology, TikTok Shop, optimization, digital asset management, products, information management, and syndication. The company was founded by David Wright and Melanie Alder in November 2018. So,
Out of Lehigh, Utah.
bro, if I see TikTok shopping, off top, all right, they talking about, they following Meta or, companies like that. So I see why Amazon could be interested if they are into the logistics side of everything. And with them being so low, Amazon being Amazon, um, like you said, they want to get their hands into it before it gets too expensive.
Exactly. And so that's why I do expect this to get shorted down. And that's why I will continue to buy the dips. And that's why I will not sell out of fear.
Well, the good thing about it is it's not too expensive right now. It closed around $14. You got lows of 12.03.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, real quick, that low that you just mentioned there, look where that is. That's just a couple days ago, right?
right, and it's already
So,
recovered these 2 days. So
right.
I mean, I like it. I like it. Like I said, probably just see how this works. See how that plays out. This little breakout, and it's not really a full breakout because that candle actually closed there. So if I go back on the 30 minute, it's still a small breakout. So you'll want to watch for an attempt to the upside above $14. $16 would be the target for breakout. And then if it breaks out above 16, then we'll be looking at 17 and $18 in the upcoming weeks as long as these $12 lows hold. So it's not too early to get into it. I think they probably will come out with some options contracts. I think this next week. And if they do, like I said, I think the $16 strikes would be pretty dope. And you'll just want to look for structure to hold above $12
I think their earnings are November, if I'm not mistaken.
for pattern.
Yeah, I can find out for sure and post that in my channel.
Okay, well, yeah, they don't have anything posted yet, so that'll definitely help out too to see how that
Yeah,
works
I can
out.
find out for sure.
Okay, so $16 calls on pattern. That's what I'm looking at right now. That's what my head is.
I like it. Write it down here.
And those, depending on how they price them, you know, if you really believe in it, you can play it like shares and just go further out. Now,
That's what I'll be doing.
is
I'll be
there,
taking $60 calls way past earnings.
Ryan, is there any way that you could make a trade out of this, or is it still too early?
Yeah, like you said, early with with IPO, you never know. I mean, and then if there's no options, obviously, not for me, nothing I would do. Um, you could, if you're bullish like fishes, and you have, depending on if volatility is high, you could just sell a put in here, but you need options, of course.
Right. I think they'll
Um,
probably be coming out with some within this next week.
yeah, it just depends on their volume, right? Like as soon as they hit those requirements, I'm sure they'll get it.
Hmm. So we'll check that out. I said $16 calls on pattern. Probably can go for far with those. K-View.
Oh, KVU, yeah.
Mm.
I got $20 September 26th leaps.
Leaps is probably the way to go because it's getting punished right now.
Yes, it is from Thailand. You know, Tylenol causes autism or whatever,
Yeah, sure.
whatever it is, something.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's getting punished right now.
Yeah, that's why I bought the leap.
That's
Probably.
I
smart.
don't ex- I don't expect it to go to $20, but I do expect to make some profit. You know what I mean? I expect to make
So it's
probably
been
40%.
it's been chopped since last year, 2024. Well, it started in 2023. It chopped all the way up until now. It attempted to have a support and resistance flip, and that was gonna be it right there. But something happened.
Yeah, that's before the
Mm.
announcement.
Well, I
Earnings.
was saying after it, yeah. So probably earnings came out 8-7,
Gotcha.
and then once the earnings came out, it started tanking after that. So it had a
Yeah,
nice setup
RSP.
prior to earnings, for it to eventually make that move back up to the upside. But once that earnings came out and said whatever it was that they said, they flatlined it. And I would just, if you're gonna get in, right now is the time. Like right now is the absolute time to get in.
Yeah, I've been in this leap for 3 market days, I think.
Because let me see, I don't think there's any more money. Oh wait, it's that some downside. So let's see. All right, so that'll be what I watch for. Here's the highs right here. All right, so in between their highs of 25, we got a lows of 16. If it continues to drop, then $14 and 11.55 will be my two
Bef-
two levels to watch for. So that'll be what I'll be watching for. Um, if you go in leaps, go 25. $25 strikes. What was this? KView? Yeah, $25 strikes and I'll write leaps. What you think about that, Fish?
Man, 25. I mean, I see it, but for me personally, that's just too far out of the money. You know what I mean? Um, just looking at this chart here, I think I would be more. Oh, no, no, no! Go back, go back! Don't go away. Let me see here. I would be more comfortable probably right around that 22 mark.
Because if you take that swing high, swing low, this is IPO date, it found some support right around there, and then when it dipped, it came back and retested those lows over here and immediately sold back out. So, like you said, around 22, 24. Let's stretch that out, and then kind of mountaintop is around there. So yeah, like you said, around 22, 23, somewhere around there. Um, I just think this area right here, since we saw such a large amount of accumulation right here, and the dip was actually getting bought up here until earnings came out, it just lets me know that it was a lot of, you know, activity going on in here. Now we could retest these levels and it rolls back over, but it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have much downside left unless it just keeps dropping. But like I said, just going off of these swing high, swing lows at the moment, if it drops below 16 and 14 and 12, in worst case scenario, if it drops this low, you can move your price from 25 down to 16 and you can take $16 leaps. And that'd be much easier for it to go in the money. But these levels right here, and these are my GAN fan levels. These aren't gonna move. So I know at some point it's gonna come back and retest these stationary levels right here. So $17, 16, 17, those levels are gonna be retested eventually at some point. So I'll write $16 call leaves too. That's mosey on to me. NEE. Pretty chopped at the moment. Very, very tight. Gio, this you right here, man?
That's crazy. Wow.
It's an energy. It's like the top in the. What were you asking? Sorry about Geo.
Oh no, I was asking Gio, was he in these anything
I did.
for energy?
I did a bullish play on them a little bit ago. Closed it out on Friday.
Oh, for real?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it seems to kind of go up and then down and then up and then down. If you look at the last like year, it's very predictable almost. And of course, as soon as you capitalize on that, it's going to change. But um, like if you zoom into the year, I'm telling you, it goes up and down and up and down. It's pretty interesting how predictable it seems.
I was asking Gio, was he in it? Was he actually in the any?
Gotcha.
He said he didn't hear the question. Oh, he's not in it yet. He just wanted looks at it. They seem to love to buy it up in the 60, anywhere between 65 and 55. They tend to buy that dip up pretty good. So what was this for? Oh, well, this was April.
Just follow my trade, Geo. Come on, man. What do you ignore my alerts or something?
Okay. Um, all right, so it's trying to make a move. I got that swing high kind of up there. All right, so 86. 86 would be what I would watch. It got to kind of like, well, I don't know that. Yeah, that's really gonna cause for it to skyrocket. But my thing is, every time you see a meltdown come over here, you possibly can see something melt back up to the upside. If it breaks out above 86, then we know it's coming up a little bit higher, 91 and $98 based off of the Fibonacci levels. So I mean, honestly, that could be a solid play. Back up to 86. So I'm gonna write 86 86C. I think energy plays are a little bit cheaper as far as contracts go, so you may be able to go out a little further on these, but that's the only thing that scares me with these type of trades. It's been stuck within this range since March,
Hmm.
so it just kind of trades sideways, and it probably just needs a good catalyst to send it up to the upside around $86. So, and let me look at a few more Mag 7 stocks.
Hey, Royalty, if you have a minute, would you mind looking at IONQ for me? I'm starting
I
a
think that's
position in what's that?
I think that's overbought. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've started a position in IONZ, which is the 2x bear on
Okay.
this. And I think that I think I'm starting at a right time. I'm already up like 18%. I was up 25%.
Nice.
Um, Shares are cheap. They're around $4 or maybe a little under $4 right now. I got in 356. And what I know about this sector, because I love this company, is I know that this sector, when it comes down hard, and
Mhm.
this company will be one of the ones that comes down hard with the sector just because of the share price. McLaren, please tell me if you disagree with me, because you are pretty knowledgeable on this company as well.
He's a
If he's still
quantum
here,
boy.
yeah,
He's not here,
oh,
Yeah,
he's not here.
but go ahead.
Yeah, no, he and I have spoken about quantum and IONQ. He's bullish on quantum. He's a realist. He doesn't engage in opium. He engages in facts and TA, which is great. So that's why I was hoping he was still in here. But yeah, from what I remember, when I've traded this stock, it'll have good gains, but then when the sector crashes every few months, this stock will come down hard with it. And especially with the news that we just had about IBM last week, um, IBM and IONQ are the two front runners in the space, in my opinion. And if IONQ is now number two, well, then I would expect their share prices to come down.
I can see at
Gotcha.
least I can see the prices for Ion Q coming down to at least 55. So 55
Oh,
puts, maybe to the end of October, mid October, those should be good. It's rejected above 73 a few times. So it got there and then it actually gapped down the following day.
I
So
love that.
yeah, it's just it got exhausted up there around that $74 range. That's where the exhaustion took place, and then from there it's been slowly trickling down. So I'll watch
Yeah.
for um I'll watch for price to at least come down and retest maybe $55,
Wow, that's beautiful.
maybe 55. It consolidated for a while before it finally took off though, like a good while.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got that idea from a member, and then I'm going to shout out another member from the kingdom. I like books. I
Oh,
like
okay.
books. Yeah, I like books. Gave me a trade. NUAI penny stock. I like books. Knows I like penny stocks, and that has just been a monster for me.
What was
I
the
think it
ticker?
continues. NUAI.
Okay. New
It's got
era.
AI in it.
Exactly. Exactly. Anything with AI in it these days, right?
That
But
or
it's all
crypto.
Oh
Go
It's
ahead.
wow.
all no, no, bro. You're right. That or crypto, right? It's the new buzzwords.
Yep.
It's crazy. But this company actually just signed 4.1 or $4.9 million deal.
Ish.
So yeah, they actually have good news for the price increase, and it's been increasing for a couple of days,
It's this stock is crazy.
right?
It went
So,
from 31 cents to $1.84.
well, actually, it closed aftermarket at $2 flat
I wouldn't.
on Friday.
If you're already in, that's good, but I wouldn't touch this thing. Not while it's this high, this
Mm-mm.
fast.
No, this thing can go parabolic one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I like books got me in very early to the point where I averaged up and my cost was like 84 cents. So I wanted to give them a shout out on that.
Facts. Okay. So I mean, this is pretty much what I would watch. It's holding that little trend right here, around like $2 or so. Well, not $2, $1.75. So around that area, and then they got
All
highs
right.
at the highs right now are at 254.
Mhm.
So that's that's a big move. Um, if it breaks this trend, it'll try to fill this gap right here below.
Mhm.
God damn. So I mean, these can get filled at any time.
What's that gap go to? That first gap there.
This
So one
first
dollar,
one, this the first one is $1.40.
$1.40. All right,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's
So
the gap I'll watch for.
so yeah, if it breaks this trend, it drops down and gets to that $1.40 level. Um, I would just watch it from there.
Yeah. No, I'm not buying in anymore. I've got a couple hundred shares, a few hundred shares, whatever. And that's, hey, I didn't buy enough, but I bought enough. You know what I mean?
There you go.
So I mean that like I said, if you're in right now, that's amazing. But right now, uh, it's just a little scary. Let me show y'all this real quick. So I love to watch SQQ, right? I made a
It's
post
like your
before it.
baby, man.
Hey, I made a post before it all started. I said below 1557, watch for the reversal. Here we are. This has the ability to go up to $17. Now, $2 move on this is a crazy downside move for the market. So this is like shares below 1557 or calls. Like right now, if you were to go into closing Friday and bought calls, that probably would have been a smart move to go. But the thing is, it could gap down towards this 1521, kind of like we saw last time it got at this level. It gapped down, but it got immediately bought back up. If this continues to curl and break out, like I said, 1671 to 1650, that's already in the books. Um, it rejected at this first gap down. It already filled that one. It has one more left at $17 that we haven't touched yet. I don't even know. This one at $19. I don't even know what this is. What's going to be needed for this to come up into play. But as of right now, I'm just watching for this one at around like $17 to happen. But definitely be careful in the market. Definitely be careful going longs on Qs and other stocks. If Apple falls, then probably um, Apple, Tesla, because Tesla is extremely high. And I don't even touch calls on these stocks, even though they always get bought back up. But Tesla, Apple, you looked at that one earlier, and Google. And Google actually came down a little bit. It was trading within this 250 range, 255 level for a minute, and it's finally coming down. But if these three stocks come down with the rest of the market, then we'll see probably SQQ make that run to the upside to fill these gaps at the top. At least this one right here at 17. So I just wanted to point that out. Careful on tech. It's already overbought. This thing's oversold. The right catalyst comes into play, and this shit it's gonna rip to the upside, and it's gonna take a lot of these stocks along with it. So um, let's see what swing over here posted. Clear Sign Technologies. Genius, man. I've been watching Genius. That was probably one of the first stocks I came across years ago when I started looking at, what to buy and what to sell. How do you guys feel about this upcoming week, though? Because honestly,
You know, yeah.
I
Go ahead, you
I I,
go.
I would say honestly, I think we're in store for a major pullback.
So
I think something gonna hit the fan and shit gonna get ripped off the wall pretty soon. Could be wrong.
there's there's something that's got to give, right? And what we know is that volatility is being put into the market,
Hmm.
right? At least in my opinion, is what I'll say. Volatility is purposefully being put into the market um, more than usual. Um, so I think with that, yes, we'll definitely see pullbacks, but I don't know that they're going to be like the pullbacks that we're used to, or if they're going to be more volatile or like choppy volatility. You know what I mean? Where it's down one day, up the next, down one day, up the next. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But it's so
that's.
hard for it to.
I don't know what needs to come around, but honestly, I just think the right the right thing is gonna happen. The perfect storm is gonna happen, and the market is just gonna kind of crumble like it did when all that tariffs. Because that's one thing that I've been noticing as of lately. Um, a lot of tariff talk has been easing back into the news lately, and once we get those little mention of tariffs here and there, we're gonna put tariffs on them. We get the pullback in the market, but then eventually, what we're gonna negotiate with such and such. We're gonna negotiate with them and negotiate that, see if we can lower it. It's not gonna be that much. So, I mean, we playing the same song, just a different day.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
if we see the market draw back, I got MSTR charts pulled up right now. Looks
Oh,
crazy, right? Looks crazy. And it wasn't following Bitcoin.
oh yeah,
So
it's decoupled from Bitcoin.
so crazy stuff like this has been happening in the market. Even though there's it could be some positive stuff pumped into the market just may not respect it, and it just completely flushes because it's some underlying catalyst that it just hasn't been brought to light yet. And then once the sell off just about done, then somebody's gonna say something. Because I'm pretty sure something's gonna come out that says Michael Saylor bought so much Bitcoin when it was down to like 109 or whatever it was just trading at. It said
Yeah,
112.
yeah, it went below 110. It was in the 109s
Yeah,
today for most of the day.
bro, it's breaking out. It's just finna go back
Yeah.
to 113, 150, 113, 114.
So last year, right? Last year, MicroStrategy it had its run late October, early November. And I would expect to see the same thing this year.
Okay. And it's still
Nah,
pumping, bro. I should have kept the fucking coin calls.
that's the thing, man. So they liquidate the shorts, they liquidate the longs every weekend. You never know which way they're gonna. I mean, I'll find out, usually on like Thursday or Friday morning which way it's gonna go. But if it doesn't go back up right away, that's the thing about it. You know what I mean?
Gio said he
Like,
just bought some. He just bought a hundred more shares of MSTR.
my man knows the deal.
Bro, it bounced perfectly off that 294 level. So my target this upcoming week is gonna be around this 317, possibly a retest of that break of trend right there.
Love it.
But 317 is you can book that. It's gonna retest that, and then it's gonna
Love it.
it's gonna fill this gap. It's this little gap right here to the upside up to like 323. This 323 is like previous support. So we're gonna have to see whether it's gonna be a retest and reject, or it's gonna be able to reclaim this trend back above 330 and then make that move back up. So if you're in calls 317, would be my spot to get out and see how it reacts, even if it pushes up to 323, just because this is gonna be pressure. Then if it can gap up and reclaim this trend, then that'll be grounds for, to be able to take 350 or 365 calls and, see if it's gonna overextend its way back up to retest the top of this resistance zone here at 355. So, Gio, you did a good thing, my man. You bought in at the bottom, and you're gonna get to take advantage if this opens up a little bit higher tomorrow. But he probably playing the long game too.
I think Gio is playing the long game.
Bro, you just seen what he put in the chat, man.
Let
Yes.
me figure. Hold on. Let me take a look here.
Oh, bro.
It's,
Bro, I love Gio, man. He's so fucking funny, man.
Bro, yeah. Gio. No wonder we had fun together, man. We both hate ourselves. Apparently, we both love punishment.
Bro, how was that trip, man? How was that little meetup?
Oh, dude, it was dope, man. Met up with Swing and Gio at a cigar bar here in town, man. And I mean, dude, it was awesome, man. We just sat there for a couple hours, smoking cigars, shooting the shit, talking about stocks. It was great. I had a wonderful time.
Bro,
We plan on doing it again. I forget when. I got it on my calendar, but I think it's in October, if I'm not mistaken, Gio.
yeah. Wait till I bring my country
Yeah.
ass up there to the north.
No date yet. All right, bro. Come on. Well, hey. So Gio said no date yet. All right, cool. So I guess I was wrong about that. But yeah, man, come on up here, smoke a cigar with us. Bring Mrs. Royalty Trades.
Hey, Gio, look, I can't put a golf ball where it belong, but I can swing it like Happy Gilmore. You feel me?
hmm
I know Gio stay on the golf course. I can drive a golf ball, but if you tell me to hit it in a certain spot, I wouldn't just get out the way. Get out the way and don't get hit.
I love
Go,
it.
go play top golf or something,
Right? Royalty whip all our ass on Top Golf.
Hey, I love Top Golf. I love
I've
Top
never
Golf.
been.
Top Golf is
I've never
dope.
been. I
Uh,
really need to go, man, because I like to do what I call like retail recon. You
right.
know, where you just go out and you see what are people spending money on. You know,
Mm,
because what is it? Top 30% of earners drive 60 to 70% of retail spending in this country.
right.
So, like, to me, it's important to see what are people actually spending their just disposable income on. And yeah, man, Top Golf is not cheap, right?
No,
No, it
it's
is
not
not.
cheap. It's
So
not cheap.
yeah,
Did I show you guys my meta chart yet?
I don't
You
think
showed
so.
us, but that was before we got in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is something that I've been interested in, this meta chart. Um, we saw a crazy move to the upside, 788. As of lately, it's been getting destroyed. So, um, between the beginning of this month, where it opened up, roughly around 749, is actually trading, well, okay, 9.2. So it's now approaching, it's approaching levels that it was in at the beginning of this month. Back within 738, 733. As you can see, we bounced off that 738 level, rejected around 744, but we're filling this gap down here before it gapped up to make that massive run to the upside. So my eyes are on this right now. I'm looking at lows of 722, but if we can accumulate this 738 to 732 level, this could be a nice move back to the upside, possibly back up to 744. But I'm just watching it right now. I really don't want to play puts just because Meta gets bought up so freaking quick. But if we drop below 722, I got a big outlook on Meta right now. We got this big gap up between 743 and 695. And that was that post, I mean that yeah, post earnings. It shot up like that. So I got a big outlook on Meta right now that a lot of dips could be bought below 722. If so, this is where you want to, buy shares or, anything of that nature down in this range, kind of like MSTR is doing right now. So definitely keep your eyes on this. And the reason why I like Meta so much, the prices increase so quickly. You always gonna get that stock split action. You're always gonna get stock split. I know investment Poppy doesn't post a lot, but I think he has a ton of Rivian and he has a ton of Meta shares. I think like 25 grand worth of both of them.
Nice.
So this is one of the stocks I don't think that you can really go wrong with investing in. So, all right, well, I guess we held everybody for a little bit. We got some good charts. I don't want to go over everything. It will be here to for another 3 or 4 hours. But I just wanted to get a gist of what everybody's looking at, tap in with everybody, um, show off some of my charts, see what you guys think about where we're heading in the market, and go from there. So I want to appreciate everybody for tapping in with us in the kingdom, chiming in with me, Fish, and Ryan this week, just to talk charts like we do just about every day. So, Fish, Ryan, as we always do, is there anything you want to leave with the people for this upcoming week?
Trade the charts, use risk management, and don't trade FOMO. And
Facts.
don't revenge trade. Jeez, don't revenge trade.
Hey, I knew that was coming. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all great. That's perfect. Definitely. Yeah, you don't want to chase. That's for sure. And it's hard to know when you're chasing or not. But keep it small and
Mhm.
just keep on keeping on. If you hit some losses, just as long as your system and process works, you just got to keep on trucking. It's all a game,
Keep it
and
manageable.
losses are part of the game.
Hey, you cannot avoid losses at all.
So,
So, and if I want to leave anything with people, hey, this is a real life game. The market is ruthless. Like it doesn't stop because you lost money, and it's not gonna stop if you make money. Like you got to wake up every day. You got to get to it. The market gonna punch us in the face every day and see if we really want this. See if this is something that we truly, truly are invested in, or we just here to try to make a quick buck. One thing I know that all of us here, just about the entire people that's in the kingdom, our analysts, we are all here. It don't matter whether the market punches us in the face every day for 2 weeks straight. We get up every day and we get to it and we get to the charts, we get to the money, and we stick together. I think that's one of the things that I've noticed, even in hard times in the market, somebody's gonna shine. Whether it's David Knight, whether it's trying to make it Sambo, even Swing, Geo. Like I see a lot of you guys. Galaxy just put together a new little trading style in the members ideas. Somebody's gonna help us make money. Somebody's gonna help us make. Ryan, you gonna come out with the spreads that's gonna, sometimes you might neutralize some shit. Jay Lizard, Zebra. I've been trying to learn about all of those type of trading styles that you put together, but it's so many different ways that we come together when the market's trying to bully each and every one of us. Like Fish say, one
Right.
thing we don't do, we don't step down the bullies. You know,
That's right.
we got one another and we're gonna stick together. So
True.
appreciate y'all tapping in. It's the Kingdom Podcast, Royalty Trades. We out.